Devin Booker has quickly become one of the best guards in the NBA, but that was far from a guarantee early on in his career. So today I want to go back and see where all the players that were ranked ahead of him in high school are today. And some of these are definitely going to surprise you. We're on an absolute grind right now, posting basically every single day. Trust me, with the NBA season coming up, you're going to want to be subscribed. Less than 50% of y'all that watch the videos are subscribed. Let's also go for a whopping 6.9 likes on today's video, and let's get into this. A lot of people don't know this, but Devin Booker is actually a second-generation NBA player. His father is Melvin Booker, who actually played 2 seasons in the league. Now, it wasn't all that impressive, averaging 5 points on pretty poor efficiency. He would end up spending most of his career overseas, where he played up until 2008. Despite being just 6'1", though, his son Devin would become 6'5". Booker would dominate in high school. As a senior at Moss Point in Mississippi, he averaged 30 points a game and graduated as the 18th recruit in the country. He then decided to join a loaded recruiting class at the University of Kentucky, where in his freshman season would average 10 points, shooting 47% from the field and 41% from 3. Obviously, the volume wasn't anything crazy, but that was to be expected going to a loaded Kentucky team. He then went to the 2015 draft, where after showing off his elite 3-point shooting ability that got him compared to the likes of Klay Thompson, he was able to go with the 13th pick to the Phoenix Suns. He would have an amazing start to his career. He averaged 14 points a game as a rookie. By his 3rd season, he was already averaging 25, 5, and 5, shooting 38% from 3 on over 7 attempts a game. He's currently going into his 7th season, despite being just 24 years old. This past year, he averaged 26, 4, and 4, proving to be one of the league's elite shot creators, playing a huge role in the Phoenix Suns, going all the way to the NBA Finals. So who are these 17 players ranked ahead of him? At 17, we've got 6-foot point guard Joel Berry. He ended up deciding to go to North Carolina, where he had an amazing 4-year career. As a freshman, he averaged just 4 points, but by his junior season, he was averaging 15 and 4 as a 38% 3-point shooter. That season, the Tar Heels would end up winning the national championship. He returned for his senior season, where he'd go up to 17 points a game, but his efficiency took a big hit, shooting less than 40% from the field. That combined with his less than ideal size and being a 4-year player caused him to go undrafted in 2018. He spent a couple years in the G League and is now overseas. 16 was 6'9" power forward Isaac Copeland. Copeland decided to go to Georgetown, where he'd play 3 pretty underwhelming seasons before transferring to Nebraska, where he'd play for 2 more years. There he was able to average 13 points and 6 rebounds as a 36% 3-point shooter, but that wasn't good enough to get drafted in 2019. He played 1 season in the G League and is now overseas. 15 should be a pretty familiar name, and that's 6'6" small forward Justice Winslow. He would decide to go to Duke, where he became an instrumental part of their NCAA championship victory, averaging 13 points and 7 rebounds, shooting 49% from the field and 42% from 3. He then went to the 2015 draft, where the Miami Heat took him with the 10th overall pick. So far in his NBA career, he's had a lot of injuries, a lot of ups and downs. He's averaged less than 9 points on pretty bad efficiency across his 6 seasons, and this year is going to be playing on the Los Angeles Clippers. 14 was 6'4" shooting guard Isaiah Whitehead. He decided to go to Seton Hall, where he'd played 2 seasons, and as a sophomore averaged 18 points and 5 assists, but shot just 38% from the field. He'd go to the 2016 draft, where the Utah Jazz selected him with the 42nd pick, but was traded to the Nets the following day. As a rookie, he would actually play in 73 games, averaging 23 minutes, 7 points and 3 assists, but would play just 16 more games in his NBA career. He's now overseas. 13 was 6'4" shooting guard DAngelo Russell. He would go to Ohio State, switch to the point guard position, and set college basketball on fire, averaging 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists, shooting 45% from the field and 41% from 3 on almost 7 attempts a game. To this day, he's still one of my favorite prospects I've ever seen. He'd go to the 2015 draft, where the Los Angeles Lakers would select him with the 2nd overall pick. So far, his career's been solid. He was able to make an All-Star team in 2019, and is now on the Timberwolves fresh off a season, averaging 19 and 6 as a 39% 3-point shooter. At 12, we've got 6'8" power forward Kavon Looney. Looney played 1 season at UCLA, averaging 12 points and 9 rebounds. He'd go to the 2015 draft, where he was taken with the 30th pick by the Golden State Warriors. He's now going into his 7th season, still with the Warriors. He's averaged just 4 points and 4 rebounds so far, but has been a very solid rotational presence for this team. 11 was 6'7" small forward and Kansas commit Kelly Oubre Jr. He played just 1 season at Kansas, averaging 9 points and 5 rebounds, but showed off enough potential and athleticism that he was taken with the 15th overall pick by the Hawks then traded to the Washington Wizards. Oubre got off to a pretty slow start, but really put things together the past few seasons. 2 years ago on the Suns, he was averaging 19 points on solid efficiency. This past year with the Warriors, he was averaging 15 points a game. For this upcoming season, he's going to be teaming up with LaMelo Ball on the Charlotte Hornets. 10 was 6'6" small forward Theo Pinson, who decided to go to North Carolina. He played 4 seasons there, where most of his value came on the defensive side of the ball, with him averaging just 6 points and 4 rebounds. He'd go undrafted in 2018, signed with the Nets where he played a couple seasons, then was on the Knicks this past year, and this offseason signed a deal with the Boston Celtics. At 9, we've got this guy that you probably haven't heard of, 6'11" center KarlAnthony Towns. He would go to Kentucky where as a freshman, averaged 10 points and 7 rebounds a game. He then went to the 2015 draft where the Minnesota Timberwolves selected him with the #1 overall pick. Since then, he's become one of the top scorers at the center position we've ever seen. In 6 seasons, he's averaged 23 points and 12 rebounds, shooting a ridiculous 43% from the field and 39% from 3. 8 was 6'7" small forward Justin Jackson, who teamed up with Joel Berry and Theo Pinson at North Carolina. He played 3 seasons there, and as a junior, averaged 18 points, shooting 37% from 3, leading that team to a national title. He'd go to the 2017 draft where the Sacramento Kings selected him with the 15th overall pick. So far it's been pretty unproductive. He's bounced around the league and is currently on the Milwaukee Bucks. At 7, we had 6'6" small forward Stanley Johnson. Man, was there a ton of hype for this guy coming out of high school and going to Arizona. In his freshman season, he averaged 14 points and 7 rebounds on pretty decent efficiency. That was good enough for the Pistons to select him with the 8th overall pick in 2015. So far, I think it's safe to say he's been a bust. He's never hit over 9 points a game for a season, and on his career, has shot less than 38% from the field. He's currently on the Chicago Bulls. 6 was 6'10" power forward Trey Lyles, who joined the loaded Kentucky recruiting class. There, he averaged 9 points and 5 rebounds in his one and only season, but still managed to be selected with the 12th overall pick in 2015. So far, he's bounced around the league as a solid rotation piece, averaging 7 points and 4 rebounds, and is going to be playing for the Pistons this upcoming season. At 5, we've got Emmanuel Moody, a 6'5" point guard that actually decided not to go to college and instead go play in China on a 1-year, $1.2 million contract. After that, he went to the 2015 draft where the Denver Nuggets selected him with the 7th overall pick. He's another guy that I think it's safe to say is a bust. He showed some promise early on in Denver, but the development just never came, and he's already out of the league and playing overseas. 4 was 6'1" point guard Tyus Jones, who decided to go to Duke. He played 1 season there, won a national title, averaging 12 points and 6 assists a game. He then managed to go with the 24th overall pick in 2015 to the Minnesota Timberwolves. He played 4 seasons there before going to the Grizzlies, where he's still today as Ja Morant's backup, averaging 6 points and 4 assists. 3 was 6'9" power forward Cliff Alexander. He played just 1 season at Kansas, averaging 7 points and 5 rebounds, before going undrafted in 2015. He played a couple seasons in the G League, but went overseas in 2018 and has been there since. The 2nd overall player in the class was 7-foot center Myles Turner, who decided to go to Texas. In his freshman season, he showed off his defensive potential, averaging 10 points, 7 rebounds, and almost 3 blocks a game. That was good enough for the Pacers to take him with the 11th overall pick in 2015, and he's still there today, going into this season with some of the best odds at Defensive Player of the Year, after averaging 13 points, 7 rebounds, and a league-leading 3.4 blocks a game last season. The top-ranked player in the class was 6'10" center Jaleel Okafor. He attended Duke, where he absolutely dominated, winning the national title, averaging 17 points and 9 rebounds, shooting 66% from the field. He was then able to become the 3rd overall pick to the Philadelphia 76ers in that 2015 draft. Despite looking really impressive in his rookie season, averaging almost 18 points and 7 rebounds, his back-to-the-basket play style was a quickly dying skill set in the league, so by his 4th season, he was struggling to even get on the court. This past year, with the Detroit Pistons, he averaged 5 points and 2 rebounds. Going into this season, he signed a deal with the Atlanta Hawks. So that's it. Those are all the players that ESPN decided were better prospects than Devin Booker. Pretty crazy that the only players to even sniff solid NBA careers from this class were all outside of the top 8. But that's the video, guys. You guys tell me your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked the video, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.